Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the real stories behind those official company reports. And let me tell you, this next one has a bit of a cliffhanger ending. Don't you think you might want to buckle up? Today we are diving into a fascinating filing from Loop Media Inc., an 8K report, which is basically a public company's way of announcing major events that shareholders need to know about right away. So what's the big news that Loop Media Inc. had to rush to tell everyone? Well, it seems they got hit with a demand letter from ASCAP, the American Society of Composers, Authors and Publishers. Think of ASCAP as the organization that makes sure musicians and songwriters get paid when their music is played publicly. This notice is all about a settlement agreement that Loop Media entered into with ASCAP back in December of 2024. Now, it looks like Loop Media might have missed a payment or defaulted on something in that agreement, and SSF is saying, hey, you owe us the full amount right now. And how much are we talking about? A cool $1,175,000. That's a significant chunk of change. The agreement apparently has a clause that says if Loop Media doesn't fix their payment problem, ASCAP can demand the entire remaining balance be paid immediately. The big question now is whether Loop Media can actually pay this amount. The report doesn't sugarcoat it. They say there can be no assurance that ASCAP won't take all possible legal actions to get their money. This could mean lawsuits or other financial measures. It's a serious situation for the company. This event happened on July 8th of 2025, but the report itself was signed a little later on July 14th. That's standard practice. You have to prepare and file these things officially. For those curious, Loop Media Inc. is incorporated in Nevada. Their principal executive offices are located in Burbank, California too. Now, what does this all mean for Loop Media? Well, a sudden demand for over $1 million, especially if they can't easily cover it, could really impact their operations. It might mean they have to find new funding, quickly cut costs drastically, or potentially face serious legal battles. This ASCAP situation is a major immediate concern that needs to be resolved. Imagine owing a large supplier a massive amount, suddenly it's game over. If you can't pay, looking at the rest of the filing, there isn't much else in terms of financial tables or performance metrics in this particular 8K. This specific report is all about that one critical event, the demand for payment from ASCAP. It's a focused filing highlighting a potential financial crisis, or at least a very significant operations, or at least a very significant operations, or at least a very significant operationist. My take on this is that Loop Media is facing a serious liquidity crunch or a major contractual dispute that has escalated quickly. The fact that they received a direct demand letter for such a substantial sum indicates a significant existing problem with their ability to meet their obligations. The uncertainty about ASCAP's next steps is a major risk for the company. If ASCAP decides to pursue aggressive collection methods, it could severely damage Loop Media's financial health and reputation. In simple terms, Loop Media needs to find a way to pay ASCAP or negotiate a new payment plan very fast. If they can't, this could lead to a cascade of negative consequences impacting everything from their ability to operate to their potential for future growth. We'll be watching closely to see how they handle this crisis. Alright, that's our deep dive into this Loop Media 8K. What's your take on this situation? Does it spell trouble for the company, or can they pull through? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more insights like this. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.